Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to Centurions Review, the punk rock band of wargame review institutions. This is Dreadmire. It's a role-playing supplement. I paid $1 for it. This is the best $1 I've ever spent in my entire life. It says it's the only swamp source book you'll ever need. It's made for D20 system, and it's from Spellbinder Games. The systems I use when I go to conventions, I usually play 2nd edition, but with my friends I play 5th edition, and I've taken stuff out of this book and ported it to 5th edition, so never worry about what role-playing game a role-playing supplement or source book is made for. You can use them in other ones. You just gotta, spend a little time porting things over, which is easy to do, so don't ever let that stop you. But let's read the back here. Dreadmire Swamp is a definitive reference book on adventure, life, and unlife within the swamp. Here you will find verisimilitude rules covering swamp ecology and hazards, complete encounter tables and descriptions of harried villages, as well as details of nearly 300 new creatures. There's ample room for thrills, and Dreadmire is simply trying to navigate a bayou as a dangerous prospect. 3 complete adventures also await parties brave enough to stare into the Dreadmire's thousand eyes, taking PCs from beginning to advanced levels. Beginners brave the wetlands and the Great Bayou. Halfling boat race. Intermediate players, they have Bog of the Fungal Demon, and for advanced players, Secret of the Sinking Citadel. Both game masters and players will find a wealth of information about the swamp, from background and information on isolated communities to new monsters, new spells, new weapons, new magic items, and new classes, all suitable for any level of gameplay and easily adapted to any campaign setting. That is all true. So there's free bonus material at their website. I don't know if it's still there. I think this book's from around 2005 or so. Here's an overview of what the swamp looks like. There's more images in here showing here's the one with all the villages, so you can see there's tons of villages to visit and stuff. I used the swamp as part of a setting for a 5th edition campaign I ran. In that campaign, the swamp was frozen because it was on a frozen world. Well, actually, the world's only frozen during the winter time. They just happen to be there during the winter. But let's go through here. Here's some of the encounter tables. It talks about animal encounters, weather subtable, aquatic and amphibious encounters, faction encounters, land and amphibious encounters, and environmental and natural hazard encounters. That's what makes this fun, because not only do you have creatures that can harm the party, but also environmental and natural hazards, so that's good. Plant encounters, undead encounters, vermin encounters, disease subtable, quite a few different diseases you can get in the swamp. Alright. Alright, people and places. Quite a few of them. Let's skip over to here. Adventures. Here's the Great Bayou Halfling Boat Race. And over here's Bog of the Fungus Demon. Look, it's even got a picture of a ship here and stuff for the previous adventure. Nice map of a living building. Fungal Jungle. Let's go to the next adventure. Secret of the Sinking Citadel. It's got some undead looking orc there. And here's the Citadel Tower. Side view of it. So it's really detailed. Looks like they had a lot of fun making this book. It's got all the different encounters written here. So, I mean, you can quickly put together an adventure for your friends in the swamp, which is great. Alright, next chapter of interest is the monsters. Like it said, there's 300 of them. There's an abysmal ooze. Let's move on to my favorite one. As you can see, the artwork's pretty nice here too. Even though it's black and white, it still looks really cool. All sorts of beetles, leeches, as you would expect in a swamp. I'm sure it's a giant leech. Here's my favorite creature of all time, the Catter Pygmy. Look at that, a caterpillar with a spear. That's cool. I wish someone made a miniature of that. I'd buy a bunch of them and put together at least one unit of them, or maybe an entire army. Cribbits. Truffaloopagus. Weregators. Kind of expected those. Let's go to the next chapter. There's a ton of monsters there. I'm not going to go over them all. New Juju items. These are all different items. Some of them are magical and so forth. Gloves of Sky Power. So this is cool. These are all little items your adventurers can find in your campaign, or they can earn. Here's some bard items. That's cool. And, of course, spells, and lots of them. All the way 1st through 9th level spells. Bard spells, cleric spells, druid spells, acid plants, animal sense, anti-aquatic cloud, enchanted forest, frog climbs. These definitely fit the theme of the book. Moisture barrier, mud bug snap. Let's move on to there's new character classes too. One of them's looks like the alchemist and the Balad Monger, sometimes called the Devil Bard. And you have a Dark Worker. They're the despotic priests of the daughters of night, the undisputed masters of the night and the dark. Interesting. It's got stats and stuff for the character classes. Character classes would be hard to port over to a different role-playing game. That would take more work, but all the other stuff's easy to port over. Death Slayer. Freak Knight. Oh, here's one called a Druin. Are those different types of Eldritch Cleric? Interesting. Alright. And new ordnance, that's new weapons. All sorts of light, martial, exotic weapons like Dragon Tooth and Fire Siphons. And then special substances like a base. Interesting. Oh, so it's a flask filled with a base. You don't want to get that in your eyes. Most people don't know this, but a base will do far much more damage to your eyesight than getting acid thrown in your eyes. And here it's going over the swamp ecology, like the local geography. Hurricane damage scale, that's cool. Tornado damage scale, earthquake damage, you even get earthquakes in the swamp, wow. And here's totem animals. And wetlands glossary to the different terms. Index of places, and there's quite a few in here. There's also a listing of bugs specific to the swamp. I'm not sure. I can't remember where it was in the book, though. Another map. Eastern lowlands, western highlands. Thales Emirate. This is what I really like, the language matrix. It's really fun in a role-playing game when the players find something and you have like ruins like this that you write down and you give it to them. And they have to figure out what the message is using like a language matrix like this. So that's kind of fun for the players. This is cool. History of the universe, primordial antiquity, ancient distance, and archaic, and a bibliography. Interesting. And on the back here, it says this is there's a series of fantasy novels based on the Dreadmire campaign setting. I'd like to get some of those sometime and read them. Anyhow, just wanted to show you guys this. In my opinion, this is the best $1 I ever spent. This is a great source book. I will never need another source book for if I'm going to run a campaign in a swamp. Thanks for watching. Please click like on the video, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this channel. And as always, have a good evening.